Alrighty, so if you have blocks, it doesn't have to even be 2 blocks. You could use 1 block, or you can use a rolled up towel, or 2 blocks, so that you can rest your rib cage on the block. Your legs can be out in bound angle pose, or just any comfortable position for your legs. And then your arms are going to look for a little bit of opening. You want the arms to be supported, so maybe they're here, maybe they're here, maybe you can take them higher. And just take a moment to relax into the pose. Breathe open into the chest. You might hear something that sounds like thunder. That was my dog running around upstairs. I apologize. She should be tired soon. So today we're focusing on sun salutations and using some assistance with blocks and props. So really to open up and find ease in the body. So stay in this pose. I'm just going to read you about the sun. Continue to find the breath moving deep into the lungs. Take this opportunity to feel the breath as something sacred, something that you really rely on. Of course, there is much we can learn from our sun. Its light allows us to see the beauty in the world. Since the dawn of time, humans have been fascinated by the sun. Radiating power from the sky, our star is the creative force that is unparalleled. Its brilliant rays illuminate the seasons, give heat, imbue all living beings with vital life force energy, and banish the dangers that come out in the dark. The sun can be a powerful symbol of hope, joy, growth, and creativity, and has much to teach us. It is the great unselfish giver, rising into the sky at the start of each day to energize us, bathe us in radiance, and provide us with innumerable blessings. Its energy nourishes the food you eat, while its light allows you to see the beauty in the world. The sun represents internal balance and burns with controlled power. Without the sun's golden light, the spirit suffers. When we take time to bask in the sun, our spirit soars. So while you're here resting on your back, let's take a moment to bring your hand over your heart, setting your intention to connect with that ancient tradition of saluting the sun. So now just open your arms out into cactus position and any comfortable position of the legs. And we're going to just rise our arms overhead, and we want them to be out of our peripheral vision if possible. Got all kinds of things in my way. Exhale and come back. And as you reach your arms overhead, just looking to find that spacious opening in the chest. Inhale as you reach tall, and you'll feel this stretch and opening in your warrior ones and your upward Ardha Matsyendrasana, upward worship, and then bring your hands down. Inhale. So this pulls the diaphragm, the base of the rib cage, away from the abdominal areas, helps in digestion. And just continue to focus on that deep inhale, breathing into the deepest part of the lobes of the lungs where the blood is most oxygen rich. This is very detoxifying. Well, we can breathe short into the chest and breathe and satisfy our need for oxygen. It's the deep, deep, deep breathing that helps to purify the body. Good. And then exhale, just release your hands down by your side. We'll gently roll over onto one side. So you can shift your props out of the way. And let's just move up into a seated position. So if you have that blanket, just prop it underneath your sitting bones and take a moment to feel that deep breath in. Imagine the lungs as two big balloons and you're filling them up, and try to fill up and let them get heavy right at the base of the lobes of the lungs. And exhale. Again, deep inhale, breathing in through the nose, ujjayi, so slight restriction in the back of the throat. And exhale, empty all the way out. Inhale, circle the arms around and up. And exhale, bring your hands to the heart. Take a side bend to the right, inhale. And exhale, back to center and side bend up and over. Inhale, both arms up, stretch up and lengthen. And exhale, release your hands behind your back, knuckles towards the earth. Or if you have your blanket behind you, it can rest on that blanket. Inhale and exhale, rolling forward. Little roll through the spine. Inhale, back bending as you come forward, shoulders back, exhale, roll up. Stack the vertebrae, sit nice and tall, gentle circle, letting the head roll from side to side. Just creating some gentle movement before we start our flow. And then let's change the cross of the legs. Bring the fingers to the tops of the shoulders and start some circles here. Maybe you feel a little bit open since we started with that chest and heart opening. That pose helps to open up the chest, the pecs, and reduce that flexion we have in the upper spine from sitting at computers all day long. Now rotate, so turn towards the left, turn towards the right as you swim your elbows and just get that articulation through the vertebrae, through the spine. Good, try backwards. Just getting things moving. Good, and then hands together, warming up the wrists. Inhale, circle the arms around and up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Good. So let's come to stand. We'll start our sun salutations. So any way you can gently make it up to your hands and knees. I'm just going to turn my music a little louder. Inhale, bring your arms around and up. And exhale. So we're focusing a little bit on that tradition of saluting the sun salutation. We're bowing to that light within us. So we salute and bow to that light that gives us our energy, our life. Inhale, arms around and up, brings life to the world. So just take a moment to reach your arms up, pull the ribs away from the floor. And again, we open up that space from the top of the diaphragm and the abdominal contents. And then exhale, release forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway. And exhale, fold. Let the head be heavy. Look up into the heart area so the neck is long. Inhale, come all the way up. So the tradition of yoga is rooted in honoring. Namaste means I bow to you, or I bow to the light in you. And the sun salutation is that worship that we have for our life energy. for the sun within. Exhale, dive forward, reach for the earth. Now, I want you to, if you have blocks, use them because they really do add to your practice. And it's not because you can't reach the floor, it just gives you more length in some poses, support. Exhale, fold, and inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to the heart. We feel our mountain pose, and then inhale, rise up, lifting little back bend. Exhale, hug your navel and bend your knees, dive forward. Look into the heart, back of the neck is long. Inhale, breathing in that light energy, filling the body. Exhale, empty it out. Inhale, circle the arms around and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Find that back bend, so ribs stay pulling down. As you lift up, look up. Exhale, soft knees, arms come around, dive forward. Inhale, I like hands to the shins, so you start to work on that strength in the back. Exhale, fold this time, take a big step back with your right leg. So if you have blocks, maybe you'll try your hands on blocks. Otherwise, you can even just have fingertips to the floor. I want you to just notice, if you have this right heel pressed all the way back with getting a stretch, you don't get the same strength in that back leg. So lift the heel up so it's over, a little bit over the balls of the foot, and activate the front of the right leg. Lift the heart, hold and breathe here. Lift the pelvic floor and start to drop the hips. Good. And we're going to just come through a little flow here. It works best with blocks again. So you can straighten the leg, and it might not come straight like mine is. Then come forward. We're going to bend the back knee towards the floor, and then come back right into that forward fold as you exhale. Inhale, coming into the lunge, back leg is strong. Soften the back knee, lift the heart, shoulders roll back. Exhale, hug your navel in, forehead towards that front leg. Inhale, coming forward. One slight change here. As you release that right knee to the floor, pick up the right heel, pull it in towards you. Lower down, and we're just going to come through this. Exhale. Fold. Inhale, long breath in. Gently lower the right knee and pull it in towards the bum. Exhale, fold. So pay attention to each part of this transition, noticing the line of stretch through the body. Right heel pulls in towards the bum. Don't have to reach for it just yet. Exhale, fold. So working the whole back line of the left leg, and then as you inhale, working the front line on the right leg. Let's release that right foot down. Keep the toes curled under, press your hands into the left knee, and inhale. Again, feel that upward lift, rooting down, navel lifts, armpits turn towards each other. Exhale, hands to the earth. Let's just for a second move the blocks aside, step back, downward facing dog. Hold in here and pedal out. And again, we do try often to get our feet to the floor, but if you lift your heels, you'll get more strength in the legs. So every practice, just notice what feels best for you. Notice how with that the heels a little lifted and the strength in the legs, you can bring a little bit of weight off the hands. Inhale forward into plank pose, lower the knees. So feel like you're coming into a back bend here, hug your elbows in, and then lower down to the floor so you keep the shoulders open. Tops of the toes to the floor, inhale. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, fill the body with breath. Exhale, bow to the earth. Inhale, pinky toes grounded. Exhale, and lower down. Push the floor away, curl those toes under, bring it back, downward facing dog. Bend your right knee, bend your left knee, right knee, and left. Right leg up high, keeping your ribs pulling in. Press the fingertips forward and into the mat. Right foot towards the thumb. If you have your blocks, maybe walking them back in. Straightening that right leg. Exhale. Inhale, coming into the lunge. Lifting the heel over the ball mound of the foot so you can strengthen that back leg. Exhale, fold. Inhale, heart forward, shoulders back. Exhale, folding over the leg. So come a little bit deeper, lower that back knee towards the earth, heart lifted. Exhale. Just looking to create new space as we come gently through the flow. If you're ready, lifting the heel up and towards the bum, then lowering down and exhale, coming back into your fold. Close your eyes, allow this flow to be in your body so you can feel and be present. Heel to the bum, lower down, exhale and fold. Do it one more time, lowering that right knee, left knee, lift the heel towards the bum. And this time we'll just curl the toes under and walk your hands up on top of the right knee for low lunge, Anjanasana. Inhale, rise your arms up towards the sky. Maybe taking a steeple finger and pulling the rib cage away from the earth by grounding down into the feet. One more breath here. Exhale, hands to the floor or to your block. Step your left foot up towards your right. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Sweep your arms around and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Deep, deep, deep breath in. Pulling the diaphragm down as you lift the rib cage. Exhale, come into chair pose. Reach your hands forward so you can draw your hips back. Exhale, dive forward, reach for the earth. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Big step back with your left leg. We're gonna come right into Skandasana. And if you have your block here, you can scooch it right underneath your seat so it makes it a more restorative pose. And we'll just inhale, stretch the arms up. Hold and breathe. Kick your left heel down into the floor and inhale, stretch your arms up. If you have the other block handy and that reach of the arms is not comfortable, you can just hold onto your block. So now we're working the inner line of the legs. You can add that right hand inside of the right knee, making sure the knee is over the toes. Just one more breath here, inhale. And then exhale, reposition into that forward-facing lunge. Spin, I'm gonna put the block on the low side and drop my outer hip onto the block, reaching for the back of the room. So if the low side of the block is not low enough, or you even have space, you might not need the block here. I do need the block here to get that stretch in the outside of my, the left side of the waist into the thigh. Just hold and breathe. Can be up on knuckles on that left hand if you want, or on fingertips. Then exhale, bring your hands back to the floor and back into downward facing dog. Inch forward into your plank pose. Now strong through those legs. So heels back is not going to give you that strength. Lift the heels a little, even if that brings the butt up. And then either from the knees or from the toes, keeping the shoulders lifted. Maybe we come up a little higher as you come into Cobra pose. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Big breath. Let there be that intra-abdominal pressure, creating space in your lower back. Exhale, release. Press up and all the way back into child's pose, bowing down into the earth. Reach your hands forward, karate chop them down into the floor or fingertips into the floor and pull back. Let your head be heavy. Bowing down to the heart, bowing down to what's sacred within. Deep breath. Stretch the back ribs. Exhale, come back up, hands and knees. Curl the toes. Downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet, bend your right knee and left. And take your left leg up high. Step it through. So back into this lunge position. Now we're going to come into Skandasana on the other side. So we're going to pivot on our heels. Maybe find your block to sit on. And inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Optional, hands to the heart here. Kick the heel down, knees out in line with the toes. Maybe the left arm comes inside of the left knee to help open. Continue to lift the rib cage away from the pelvis. That's why I like to reach my arms, but not the upper traps. Let them be soft. Just hold and breathe. Lift your navel. A little bit of strength, a little bit of pushing into the floor. And then release. Pivot back into your lunge. Everybody's a little different. So maybe the block on its higher side is better for you in this position. You can walk this foot back a little bit and reach the left hand towards the back of the mat. So getting that side body stretch, side of the hip. Inhale, hold and breathe. So straying a little bit from our traditional sun salutations to just open the body here. Hold for one more breath. Feel, breathe into the sensation. And then cartwheel your hands back down to the earth. Step your right foot up towards your left. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Sweep your arms around and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, stretch up, back bending here. Exhale, let's come into chair pose. Come into Surya V. So many different sun salutations. So traditionally sun salutations were done in the morning, facing east, facing the sunrise. So saluting the sun. With each breath in, we draw the sun and the energy of the sun into the body. With the food we eat, with the breath we breathe. Exhale, release, hands to the earth. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Right foot, left foot, back into plank pose. Warming up through the shoulders, press back, downward facing dog. Forward into plank, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Forward into plank. And again, feel that strength in the legs as your heels are a little bit more over the toes than behind the toes. Let your shoulders roll here so they're back behind you. Heads of the arm bones, upper outer arm back. So when you bend from the elbow, your chest is open. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Option again, if you have the blocks, they're not necessary. I'm going to put a block between the wide way between my heels or my big toes and take the other block between my hands, either wide or narrow, to come up into Shalabhasana. Just see if you can lift the block. You can use a strap or a sock also, but trying to bring the arms a little bit closer together so you feel the triceps engaging. Inhale, breathe the heart forward. Squeeze the heels towards each other. Feel how there's a little bit more strength in this pose now. Inhale, heart a little bit further forward. Exhale, tailbone towards that block, squeezing between your legs. Still inner spiral. So between the toes are turning in towards each other, even though I'm squeezing the heels. Lift the block a little higher. And then exhale, release. Blocks to the side. A little tricky to move them around. Press the floor away. Come into downward facing dog. Right leg high. Open it up. Right knee towards the left elbow. Inhale, right knee up, kick it over. So lift the right knee a little bit higher, but look under your left armpit so the chest stays square to the floor. And then big step forward with the right foot to anchor the back heel, warrior one. Inhale. Hold the pose. Ground down through the feet. Lift the navel. Widen the back body by turning the armpits in towards each other. And then inhale, lift up. Exhale, draw in what's sacred to you in your practice. Inhale, bring your arms around and up. Exhale, halfway, pressing off the back leg. Release the hands to the earth. Step it back, downward facing dog. Forward into plank pose. Now you can lower from the knees or from the toes. If you're ready, coming into upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg high, open up. Look under your right armpit. Exhale, bring that left knee as you come into plank over towards the right elbow. Working those big lines of energy. And then left knee up, look under your right armpit. Stepping into warrior one, left foot to the ground, anchor the back heel. Inhale, rise up, hold the pose, ground through the legs. Feel the feet grounding and the arches lifting to help lift the pelvic floor and draw the navel in and the tailbone down. Exhale, draw in to the heart. Inhale, fill the body with breath. Take that deep breath in, hold it in. Exhale, hug your navel in, reach it forward, pause, strengthen the back leg. Resist coming down to the earth. Then all the way down, back to downward facing dog. Forward into plank, chaturanga, into up dog. Inhale. Exhale. Use those fingertips. So you can take a step or a hop, even a little halfway hop if you wanted, and then walk the rest of the way. Inhale, lengthen. Take another moment to bow down, maybe reaching behind the calves and just letting your back of the neck be long by tucking your chin slightly in, gazing into the heart. Good, then bend your knees, drop your hips. You can even bring your hands to the knees to come up and back into chair pose. Hold. Hands to the heart, right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Turn your heart open to the sky. Inhale, bring it back to center. Feel free to straighten your legs between sides. Exhale, left elbow to the right knee. Inhale, bring your arms all the way around and up, right into that back bend. Steeple the fingers. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, steeple the fingers. Take it over to the right side. Exhale, back to center, hands to the heart. Take it over to the left side. Good. And bring it back to center, hands to the heart. One more time, flow with a variation. Inhale, come into your back bend. Starting on the left side, exhale, dive forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway, hug your navel in. Exhale, fold hands to the earth. Big step back with the left leg. Keep strong in that left leg as you rise up into high lunge. Exhale, twisted lunge, left elbow to the outside of the knee. Press your palms in towards each other. Scissor the right hip back. Inhale, arms up high. Exhale, hands to the earth.
Downward facing dog. Forward into plank, but we're not lowering all the way down. Just hold your plank, take your left leg back up high. And this time, take it up and over with a straight leg. Reaching that leg as high as you can, but still engaging the navel and not letting the ribs collapse. You can still look underneath the right armpit. Exhale, step it into warrior one. Anchor the back heel. Inhale, arms up, come up high. Prayer your hands, bring them behind the head, deepening that back bend. Feel the stretch in front of the arms. Lift the navel. Exhale, release the arms. Come forward with the weight on that front leg so you can widen your stance into warrior two pose. Hold and breathe. Inhale, left arm high. Exhale. Keep pulling your outer left hip back to come into your right angle. Right hand up high. Maybe overhead. Go back into warrior two pose. Inhale, straighten that front leg. And again, this time drop into Skandasana without support. Inhale back into warrior two pose. Reverse your warrior. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, hands to the earth. Downward facing dog. Forward into plank. Strength through the legs. Heart forward. Hug your elbows in. Inhale. Back bend of your choosing. We're going to lower all the way down onto our belly. Lift the heels and come up into a little cobra. It's a little bit harder with the knees bent. You can see how the lines of the body are attached as we pull the front of the thighs away from the pelvis. An option to reach for the ankle or use your strap here as you root down through the pubic bone. Find your bow pose. Imagine there's a little weight on the heels. Push the weight up towards the sky without losing the connection of the pubic bone. Breathe your heart forward. Inhale, lift the back of the skull. And try to find that full deep breath in. Deep breath in. Into the lower lobes of the lungs. Pulling the diaphragm down, but lifting the ribcage away. Exhale. So good for digestion and elimination. Release the legs back. Press into child's pose. Forward and back. Shoulders over the wrists. Downward facing dog. And bring that right leg high. We're going to open it up. So this time with a straight leg. Exhale, knee to the nose. Coming into warrior one first. Arms up towards the sky. Hands into prayer behind your head. Press it back. Lift your navel, drop your tail. Press your head into the prayer hands. Good, exhale and release. Bring the weight into that front foot so you can reposition into warrior two. Drop your shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, reverse warrior. Keep pressing the left thigh back. Exhale. If you wanted to take a bind rather than just coming into right angle, you can rest your hand on the knee, reach it down towards the floor, or again, use your blocks. So you don't have to put a lot of weight on the blocks, but it helps to find the right angle of the knee, that right hip pulling back. You can press your right knee into the arm. Good, and then bring it back into warrior two pose. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, hands to the earth. Downward facing dog. Forward into plank. Knees are from the knees or from the toes. Come into your back bend. Exhale, lower belly down to the earth. You can grab a block again or not. Coming into Shalabhasana. Just continue to lift the arms, draw them towards each other, lift the inner thighs, and feel the energy drawing the legs together. Inhale, breathe the heart forward, breathing in, into the deepest lobes of the lungs. Hold and breathe. Exhale, release one cheek to the mat. Now, option to take a little bit more effort into this pose by bringing that block in front of you. Optional, either that or bring it behind you again and lift the block, hugging your arm bones back. Try not to jut the chin forward, and just notice if the toes, big toe mound's getting heavy, lift it up, drop the pinky toe. Exhale and release. Hands to the earth. Press it up, downward facing dog. Left leg high. Step it through. Come into your high lunge. Strengthen the back leg. Hold and breathe. Exhale, right elbow to the knee. Inhale, bring it back up. Hands to the earth. Step your right foot to the left. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Drop your seat. Peel up into chair pose. Using the strength of your abdominals to not overarch your back. Stand up and contract your glutes without pushing them forward. Inhale, reach your arms up, little back bend. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms around and up. Exhale into chair pose. Let's try one more variation. This time, bring your hands to your hips. Just step back into warrior one. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the hips. Take the weight, lift the back heel. So you don't have to lift the back leg, but optional to come into warrior three. Just steer those hips square to the earth. Breathe the heart forward. Contract your glutes, fire them up. Lift your right heel a little bit higher. Feel that strength in the back of the leg. Back into warrior one pose. Good, and let's come right into tree pose here. So weight in that front leg. Contract the left glute. Keep pressing down with the standing leg. And come into tree, Vrikshasana. Inhale, arms to the sky. Gyan Mudra, thumb and index finger touching. Hold and breathe. Notice that the toes are spread like roots and not gripping. I just caught myself gripping, so I spread my toes, rooting down through the whole foot. Come right back into chair pose. Hug your ribs in. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Empty out. Pay attention to your breath. Inhale, bring it all the way up. Exhale, hands to your waist. Stepping back with the left leg into warrior one. Arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to the waist and lean forward. Lift the back heel. Start to straighten that standing leg. Fire up both the back body, glutes on both sides. Optional to reach the arm forward, stretch the hands away from that heel. Or you can keep your hands out to the side or on your hips, squaring the hips towards the floor. Release back, warrior one. Inhale. Exhale, right into tree pose. Hold and breathe. You can feel free to take hold of the ankle and pull it up a little bit higher or kickstand the hands. Now you notice that my knee is more in front and not out to the side, because that would turn the pelvis to the side. We want the pelvis square to the front. Whoops. So let's release, coming back into chair pose and into forward fold. Take a ragdoll, soft fist into the opposite elbow. Turn your head right and left. And then release, hands to the floor. Maybe taking that blanket. That was a combination of blanket and block. Blanket to sit on. We'll come into Ardha Matsyendrasana. Bring your, I'm gonna do opposite of you, so bring your left heel towards your right sitting bone and cross. Just take a moment to rotate and turn, rooting down through your right sitting bone, right fingertips behind you. Inhale, breathe deep. See if you can widen that area of where the bri strap would be. Exhale, draw your navel in. One more inhale. Good. And if you don't need your strap for Gomukhasana arms, then you don't have to use a strap, but I'm going to just demonstrate with a strap. So you'll take the strap in your right hand and hug your elbow in, and then take the other arm behind to reach for the strap. Pulling, so it's a little bit of a pull. If you are just getting the very tips of the fingers, the strap comes in handy to feel a little bit more of the action of the engagement of the tricep, the engagement even of the internal rotators on that left side. Hold and breathe. So action of right elbow pulling up and left shoulder pulling down and slightly back. Left hand pulling down. Inhale, lift the base of the skull. Lift the back ribs. Hold for one more breath. I'm going to use the strap again on the floor. For now, just take a quick little fold forward. Diving deeper into sensation in the hips. Good. And then we'll come into Ardha Matsyendrasana on the other side. Right heel towards the left sitting bone. Step your left foot down strongly. Inhale, sit up tall and rotate. You can have hug and hold that knee in towards. It's this drawing of the left knee in towards the right shoulder that brings a stretch. So either elbow outside of the knee, or you can hold. I don't feel like I can get a stronger hold with the forearm, and then I continue to press the left knee out into that hold so I can let it descend down towards the earth. Inhale, grow taller. Look behind you. Breathe wide across the rib cage. Fill, 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 fill with breath. Honoring the breath and how sacred it is to your health and well-being. Even in steadying the mind. Unwind, come back to center. One knee over the other. Sit up tall. Feet stay flexed. Strap or not a strap. 2. So if you don't have a strap, you can just do the hand behind the back. Maybe grab onto your shirt. If you have your sock or a little washcloth, if you don't have a strap, you can use the right hand pulling down, the left elbow pulling up, and hold and breathe. Continue to lift the back ribs, lift the base of the skull, ground down to lift the rib cage away from the earth. Soften the muscles in the face and the jaw. Keep wrapping the outer arm forward and in. Hold for one more breath. And then release. Take a quick fold over the legs. Breathing into sensation in the hips. And then we're going to come down onto our backs. This side. We'll use the blocks again, but let's start with the strap. So hands behind the knees, come down onto your back. And you can, let's just use the ball of the foot on the strap. So you can let your arms be heavy and really feel the press of the ball mound of the foot into the strap. So feel how that wakes up the back of the leg and lifts your lower back off the floor. That's what we're looking for. Straight and strong in that right leg. Pick up the left leg, reach it a little bit further away from you. You can hold your arms lower to the floor. Make sure your shoulders don't pull up towards your ears. Hold and breathe here. If you're working on finding length in the back of your hamstring, if this 90-degree angle is a little bit inaccessible, you can just do a little forward and back. Even kicking through the leg. Okay, hold and breathe. And now, I'm going to make a bigger loop so I can hold the strap with my left hand. The strap is on my right foot. And you're going to take that right foot out towards the right side. If you took the class that I did with strap, another way to do this would be to have a little noose around the foot and have the strap behind you so the arm could be straight. Just I find a little bit more comfortable, and focus on not lifting that left side body. If you don't have the strap, use your right arm as a support for this right leg. Hold and breathe. Relax the jaw. Find that deep, saturating breath. One more incentive to continue to breathe deeply into the full lung tissue is its benefit for clearing out fat. So that's a toxin in the body, and that deep breathing helps to metabolize and get rid of fat in the body. Now everyone's going to be breathing deep, I'm sure. Any motivation that would really help you to continue a practice of deep breathing is going to benefit you in the long run. So let's take that foot back up. We're going to just take it into a supine pigeon pose. So you can hug your left knee in and use the strap to help pull the outer edge of that right foot down towards the left shoulder. Option to straighten the bottom leg. Or you can just keep holding it in. You can also just use your hand outside of the left foot. Hold and breathe. Stretching the angles, different angles of this right hip area to create space for the lower back, freedom of movement. Hold for one more breath here. Close your eyes and feel that center line of the body, a gentle arch in the lower back, and bring your weight to be centered on the sacrum, the triangle bone between the two hips. Good, and then release and stretch the legs out into like a resting pose, and just, you might notice how that right leg feels a little bit longer. More than likely it is after the stretches. And we'll take it on the other side. So you can just put the strap, so you can get a good grip on the ball mound of the foot, and then kick. So this is that energy that we get in standing when we're in our lunge poses. When you press this area, feel how it strengthens the front of your leg. And we remind ourselves that the strength in the front of the leg, that engagement helps to release that principle of reciprocal inhibition to release the muscles in the back of the leg. So kick strong up into the leg, relax the shoulders down. Draw your outer left hip away from your left armpit. And just take a few breaths here. In order to avoid the death grip of the strap, you can circle your hands so that they have a little bit of extra support and it's a little easier to hold the strap. We try also this forward and back movement if you're working on finding length in the hamstrings. And now we'll take it over towards the side. So if you don't have this loop, you can just hold the two sides of the strap over here. I'm going to show with the loop, bring it underneath like that bra line area. And then the right hand reaches away so you feel that support of the left leg. The other option is the left hand as a kickstand for that left leg. Hold and breathe. Reach out through both heels. Deep breath in. Keep an eye on the time. Starting to feel like summer. So amazing to walk out later in the day and see the sun still up. To me, that's one of the greatest things about summer is that we have the sun with us for so much longer. Now let's bring it back to center. You can slide your right knee in. We're coming into eye of the needle, crossing your left ankle on top of your right knee. And you can use the strap to pull in a little bit, or you can just use your right hand. Optional to straighten the right leg. I think most people find it more comfortable to use the support of the leg, but just allow for what feels best for you. And start to get that strap out of the way. And let's use the block. Just have it handy. Let's just do a regular bridge. So shoulders towards the ears to root the backs of the shoulders down. Lift the throat and root into the whole foot to lift up and hold for a minute, finding that strength through the back line of the body. Draw the shins towards the heart. Inhale the heart towards the chin. Exhale, roll down through the spine. Big breath, fill your body. Exhale, roll up again. This time take the block. Medium or low, not the high, I would say, for supported bridge. So I like to set up for this pose by lifting the hips away and tucking the tailbone under so you create that long back. You can do it the same by walking the shoulders back and away. And let's come into a fish pose. So stretch your right leg out, supported fish, left leg out. Take your hip bones and pull them towards you. And pull your toes in towards each other. And then relax your arms. Hold and breathe. So you're not letting your toes turn out to the side. That would be nice and relaxing, but we're rolling our toes in towards each other. Hold and breathe. Step your left foot towards the floor and lift your right leg just a few inches and then lower it back down. Lift your right leg a few inches and then lower it back down. Toes right over the heel. One more time, lift. And exhale, lower that right heel down. Opening up through the psoas, keep your navel hugging in. And we'll switch and do that on the other side. Stretch your left leg out. It might not touch the floor, and that's okay. You just lift it up to engage those hip flexors, deep hip flexors, and then slowly lower the heel towards the floor. You're opening up that front line of the body. Lift up and lower down. Reach through the heel, toe over the heel. So don't let the toes turn out here. Slow and steady so you feel what muscles are stretching. One more time, lower that left heel down. So most people might think the lowest side is most comfortable. I have it on a medium side. So again, do what feels right for you. We're going to come up into supported shoulder stand and just relax here. Hold and breathe. Try to use the diaphragm to lift the belly. So as you breathe in, you're working against gravity to lift the belly. Exhale. Let everything press out. All the breath out. Feel the flow through the body. Revitalizing the heart, the tissue of the lungs, creating that flow of lymph and the fluids in the body, the venous fluid back to the heart. Deep breath in. Good. And gently making your way back into your supported bridge pose. Take a moment to enjoy allowing your feet to land on the earth and notice the sensation of the blood rushing back into the feet. And lift your hips and slowly, gracefully come out of the pose. And bring your arms out again into that T position. Just a gentle windshield wiper from side to side. And we're going to come right into rolling over onto your right side. Taking a moment to pause. And then slowly making your way back to a seated position. The eyes remaining closed. Sit up nice and tall and find that deep breath in. Exhale and empty out. Inhale. And exhale. Bring your hands together in front of the heart. Another deep breath in. Exhale, bow your chin to your chest, sealing our practice in gratitude. Gratitude for the tradition of our yoga practice, allowing it to be a sacred time and a sacred space for our breath, for our bodies, and for our minds.
It was my honor to teach you. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.
Thank you, guys. Pause this.